Good morning, cadets. Welcome back. I hope you're having a great start to this semester. I wanted to take an opportunity to talk to you a little bit about some changes that we're going to be making here at Air Academy. But before I do that, I want to give you a little context and go back in time. Almost 2 years ago is when we first started dealing with COVID. And we've learned a lot. Things have changed back and forth. Various new procedures, new ways of operating have come and gone. But I think we've got a handle on how to operate at this point. One thing that we made sure we did while you were all learning from home and when we came back as a hybrid model was we wanted to make sure that we gave students every opportunity to be successful. The word we used was we need to give grace. And while that is still true, we really need to start getting back to normal. And so we met as a staff last week, and we've decided that this semester we're going to transition from a COVID learning model back to more of a normal operating procedure. And so that is what your teachers are going to be talking with you about over the next week or so, are some of the little changes we're going to make to get back to being as close to normal as we possibly can by the end of this semester. And it's going to take some time and it's going to take some steps along the way, but we're confident that by taking the second semester of this school year, by the time we start next year, we will be back to business as usual. So I'm going to highlight a couple things both from an academic standpoint, what's going on in your classes and your grades, to kind of a behavior, way we do business outside of your grades and in the school. So those are the things that we're going to concentrate on today. So first of all, starting to talk about grades. During COVID, many, if not most of your teachers allowed students to make up things for just about any reason at all. And most teachers gave students full credit for all late work. And so we've talked to teachers about starting to tighten that up a little bit. And so we have allowed each of the teachers and their content areas, for example, all Algebra 1 teachers, all senior Lit and Comp teachers, we asked them to be consistent, but we asked them to clearly communicate to you what the late work procedures are going to be. So it might be that they will accept late work, but they're going to dock a few points. They're going to accept late work, but only up until the unit exam, instead of letting people make everything up all the way until the end of the semester. So make sure that you get that communicated by your teachers so you know what to expect, and make sure that you do a good job of getting those things in, because that's going to be critical to your success. Another thing that we're going to be working on is really trying to focus in on the skills that you need to show mastery of that content. So what do I mean by that? If you miss something, if you're out, let's say you do get COVID and you're out for a week or two, and you have a lot of things to make up, you may not be expected to make up every single solitary assignment, but we want you to be able to show that you understand the essentials and those skills. And so your teachers are going to be talking to you a little bit about what that means. So when we talk about getting back to normal academically, those are the things that we're talking about. Making sure you're getting your work done, you're doing it in a timely fashion, and you're making sure that you are learning the essential skills that each one of your teachers is going to be explaining to you. So we're excited about those transitions back. The other item we want to talk a little bit about today are some of the behaviors and what's going on in the school. For many of you, you haven't been in school up until this last semester for 2 years, for a year and a half. For example, some of our freshmen haven't had a traditional school year until they were sixth graders. And to be honest, it's taken some folks some time to kind of get back into the swing of things on how we behave here at school. And we've been, I think, doing a very good job of reteaching and explaining and really taking the steps to teach you all proper behavior at a high school. But we've got to tighten that up a little bit, all right? Some things that we've noticed that have gotten a little bit out of hand. First of all, our cell phones. Every student has the ability to get a school device now. And so really, for your academics, cell phones really aren't needed. There might be some exceptions. There might be a class that you're going to be doing a quick Kahoot quiz or something like that, and the teacher says, hey, get out your cell phones, you can use that for the Kahoot. But really, cell phones need to be stowed away in your backpacks, put away and not out. You have your computers, you have your school devices, so really there's no reason to have your cell phones out. So that's one thing we're really going to concentrate on this semester. Another thing we're going to really concentrate on is getting you in class. We have a lot of students that for some reason don't really think they have to be to class on time, and we've got to make sure we address that. And so we've talked about what some of the expectations are for teachers to hold students accountable to get to class on time, and what we're going to do to help you to be motivated to get to class and to school on time. And part of that is KDEC Coffee. As I'm sure you all know, I am a huge supporter of KDEC Coffee. I love the program. I love their the store we have. They do an amazing job, and Miss J does an incredible job with that. But for some students, it's a distraction. And so what we're going to be doing is giving each teacher one KDEC Coffee pass, just like a hall pass. And so one student, if the teacher decides they allow it, one student at a time from each class can go to KDEC Coffee. We're hoping that this will eliminate some of the long lines and get students back to class on time. Like I said, I love KDEC Coffee. I am a huge supporter, but we want to make sure that students are not taking too much time out of class to get their drink and to get back. So we're going to be making sure we talk about those things. A couple other things we talked about as a staff are the way we expect to be treated, both as a staff and our students. And we're really going to focus this semester on our social contracts within the class. Each class spent time either at the beginning of the year, or if it's a semester class, you're going to be doing it soon, creating a social contract and putting down words of how you want to be treated and how you want the class to be ran. We all want to be treated with respect. We all want to have classes ran in a way that we can learn and that we're valued. And so we're really going to concentrate on those behaviors in class. And we've asked your teachers to use that document to really make sure that everybody in class is buying into it and treating each other with those behaviors, with respect, with dignity, making sure that you're doing things in a way that are going to add to the class and not take away. And so we're really going to focus on that. And if you know, myself or the administrators need to intervene, we certainly will. But we know how cadets act. We know that you guys are the best students in the state of Colorado, and you will follow these rules and these expectations. I know it, and I know you're going to do a great job. The last thing I want to talk a little bit about today is probably the most serious that I'm going to talk about, and that is unfortunately, we have seen an uptick in language and behaviors that are not treating people of different races, religions, and backgrounds the way they need to be treated. I want to make sure that you hear from me today that language that disparages somebody's race, their religion, their background is not acceptable. Absolutely not acceptable. I don't care if it's a joke. I don't care what the intent is. It is something that needs to stop. Those types of languages and behaviors have no place at Air Academy High School. We need to make sure that everybody feels that this is a place that they're valued, that they feel safe, and that they have the very best experience possible. And I know you all can get on board with that. I know the character that is the students at Air Academy. We have the best students in the state of Colorado. We have the best teachers. We have the best school. And we need to make sure that everybody knows that, and the behaviors in the class and in the hallways and at games and events demonstrate that every single day. So I know you can get on board with this. Your teachers will be talking to you more about this as we go, but please make sure that you understand we have some areas that we're going to be focusing on. They're going to be there to help you be successful. So help me spread the word. Help me make Air Academy the best public school in the state of Colorado. So thank you and have a great day.